Run it. What up, Slice? Pudgy? 10 cent all the way. Whole time, make it 50. So who got?
AJ, congratulations.
Thank you,
Right
thank
over
you.
here.
I see you.
Obviously, the beginning of that first round got everyone out of their seat. Just can you walk us through what that was like from your point of view?
It was kind of crazy because honestly, my game plan was to get on him like that. So when he flew across the cage at me, I was like, "Oh shit, he's coming at me." It threw me off a bit, but just a little adjustment. At that point, I had to settle down and just kind of change the perspective and look to counter him coming forward, not me going forward. That was about it. And then wrestle. I hit him a couple times, and I think he had to respect the power, and he realized, okay, this is a fight.
Now, going into the fight, obviously there was everything yesterday with the weight and everything. I mean, just what was your reaction as all of that was going on?
Nothing. It's all fun and games, man. It's entertainment. It's for the fans. Nothing but respect to him. And vice versa. We prayed together. We had our little moments and stuff. I signed some stuff for him. Just show that respect, that gratitude. At the end of the day, we're warriors. This is how we put food on the table for our families. So um, that's key, man. It's always respect and honor.
And then talking about the fight, people were talking about, okay, how's AJ going to feel, 55, coming off his first loss and everything. When you were out there in the cage, did you still feel like you had, I guess you were that focus that you were looking for in the last one?
Definitely. It was a fun fight. I enjoyed it. He was a bit bigger, a bit stronger. I tried to I tried to get a little souffle in there and I couldn't get his feet off the ground. I was like, oh, this is a big boy. So it's just little things like that. Yeah, I think just in due time, letting my body get acclimated, walking around 170, 175. First, I need to know if this pocket pit wants to fight for his legacy or not. Like I've always said, I'm willing to. I'm more than willing to. I think it's good for my legacy, for his legacy. You can't end the game 1-1. So we need to find out.
So safe to say you're staying at 155. My final question, you hit him with some big shots. It looks like he was starting to fatigue. At any point, were you surprised that you weren't just able to finally land the one that put him away?
Definitely. He was taking them. Bigger boys though. Their chins built a little bit stronger. So I was hitting them with some stuff from the ground, and I was seeing them break too. So um, yeah, I don't know, man. It's all fun. I'm always looking for the finish, but at the same time, I can't overexert myself and go in there and just leave it all to that point where I'm gassed from trying to beat the brakes off of somebody. You always got to leave a little in the tank, so if you want to bite down in that moment, you have a little bit to do so.
AJ, what is a pocket pit?
A pocket pit? Come on, man. We breeding dogs around this mud, yo. Put that dog in your pocket. Small little pit bull. Pocket pit. I like big dogs. I got XLs.
So do you want to get the big brother?
That's a pocket pit still. You want a big dog? I can show you a big dog. His name Loki.
You weren't impressed with Patricio tonight, though, correct?
Not really, man. Not really. No. Great fight. Cool. Borics. I was more impressed with Borics, I would say. Why? I mean, it was his first 5-5s. That was anybody that goes through their first 5-5s, you learn a lot about somebody, especially yourself. So it's different to fight 5-5s. That's why I enjoyed fighting 5-5s with Patricio. But if we fight again, it won't be 5-5s.
AJ over here. So you're normally known as a striker, but today you showed off a lot of your grappling skills. Can you speak to that?
I don't know, Long Beach wrestling, Pops, OG triple, OG wrestler. I feel like the wrestling, like I said, man, wrestling is key, is dominance. If you can get somebody to the ground at any point, that's key in a fight. I knew I was piecing him up on the feet. I was catching him with some big stuff, but you just got to be able to realize if you're not able to put somebody out there to mix it up. So when he ate a couple of those lefts and I was rocking him, it's like, all right, damn, this dude got a chin. He's durable, and that was something I learned when I fought Derek Campos. I was hitting that dude, and some of those punches, I'm like, how are you taking this? And you know, you got to be able to mix it up, be aware and attentive in that cage.
So was it the knee or was it the elbow that opened up that cut on his eye?
Honestly, I have no idea. It could have been any of them.
Yes, sir.
I think it was the elbow. It had to have been the elbow because the knee hit him in the stomach. I don't know. That adrenaline, man, you don't really feel much in there.
What's up, AJ? Last time we saw you at a post-fight press conference, you came out popping some bubbly. Even though you lost, what are the feelings on this one? We won. How are we planning to celebrate?
Just go kick it with my friends and family like I did last time. Actually, last time I drove home at 4 a.m. I didn't feel safe. Just saying.
And you've been very open about going through a depression-like state. What would you have say the biggest lesson you learned about yourself during that time was?
Man, that's deep. Damn, yo. Good God, y'all cutting me deep right now, yo. The biggest thing, I would say I learned about myself. I am an asshole at times, especially with my dad. You know, just being able to self-reflect. You got to be able to right your wrongs. Yeah, man, this journey is not easy. You know what I mean? It's a lot of self-reflecting. You can't really point the fingers. You got to hold yourself accountable. And in today's age, that's something a lot of people don't like to do. But in this game, that's something you have to do. So I would say, man, just keep getting my shit together. You know what I mean? Day in, day out, just be better person inside and outside of the cage. Because I got a 16-year-old brother that he's his next wave. He's the next wave up. And then I got a 5-year-old brother. And they look up to me, you know what I mean? Alongside of everybody that's in the gym training under us. So it's really stepping in that role as a leader and trying to show these guys the right way and allowing them to learn from my mistakes so that they can become better.
And last one for me. Last time you fought, you said you weren't at 100%. Going into this one, were we at 100%? Did we see 100% of the mercenary tonight?
Hey, Pops, what would you say? 100%? It wasn't 100. I'll give it like, what, 80, 70? There's a couple little things we could have adjusted on. Yeah, I had a couple little issues literally directly in the middle of camp, but we were able to make some adjustments and figure them out. So yeah, I'd say a good 70, 80. We getting there, man. There's still health body things that I need to get taken care of. My father's been pushing me to take care of, but man, I'm just a fighter. I let a fight, you know what I mean? So regardless if I'm 100 or not, I'm in that thing.
How surprised are you that none of your submission attempts finished him?
I wasn't too surprised. He was durable. I felt him holding on. So I knew with the chokes, he was just kind of surviving through the chokes, you know, and I didn't want to burn my arms out or blow my arms out. And I could just hear my dad in the corner, just hit him. You know what I mean? The submission will come, hit him. So there were a couple opportunities where I saw the submission and I couldn't get my arm under the chin. So, yeah, just keep beating the brakes off of them until that opportunity arises.
AJ over here. Congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank
You look
you.
spectacular tonight. Was tonight's win a sense of redemption for you after a disappointing loss to Pitbull a fight ago? And also, your father plays an instrumental role in your life, whether it be training and mentorship. How much credit goes to your father for the success of your career thus far?
Man, I wouldn't be here without that man, honestly. I wouldn't be here without my dad, nor I don't think anybody in our gym or anybody around. Shit, honestly, some of the legends that the fight game respects on a whole nother level wouldn't be who they are without him. I've seen anybody and everybody you could possibly think of. Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture, anybody you can think of has been to Body Shop. So he's just such an inspiration to so many people. But along my career, man, this is the Antonio McKee show. You know, that's why I'm a junior. I'm his offspring. He's making me bigger and better than him, and that's my job, is to learn from his mistakes, and vice versa. You know, he's learning from my mistakes as I'm learning from his, and he's just pushing me to be better and better and better. But if it was up to him, I wouldn't be doing this shit. just being honest. He never wanted me to fight at all. And as I get older, I start to understand a bit more why, more and more and more. But you know, we're here. We're here, and our lineage, our legacy. There's nothing they can do. You know, like I said, I got a 16-year-old brother and a 5-year-old brother. Generation after generation after generation. If it's not me, it's them.
MMA locker room here, part of Pub Sports Radio. How's it going, Caddy Daddy?
Hey, Caddy Daddy, Chevy Gang. That's amazing, man. I got that thing sitting out back waiting for me.
Yes, sir. Another thing, I mean, you got to be living a dream right now. You're fighting in your backyard, a place that you grew up at, and pretty much you're the co-main event, but you're the face of the promotion. So how high was that confidence when you were out there in that ring putting on that show?
It was amazing, man. Just having all those people come together, you know, to support here in the city. It was phenomenal, you know. Just the energy. It was like I was fighting for the title all over again, you know. Everybody was here for me. It felt like, you know what I mean? So it's just amazing, you know, to have that support system, to be able to come out here and entertain the people like that, you know. Sometimes fall short, but it ain't about how you fall, it's about how you get back up. So I wanted to make sure that on this one I came in and I came strong. Appreciate it.
Sorry, last question. A very serious question, I guess. About 3 minutes and 30 seconds into the second round, you had look like a unique grappling maneuver you did on your opponent.
Peruvian necktie.
No, the other one.
No, that was it, where I threw my leg over the top.
No, the one where you looked like you were dry humping him.
Oh, that was a dry hump. Definite.
Was that just you having fun? Was that what was the? What was
Yeah,
the
I was just
motivation
having
behind
fun,
that?
man. He was strong, and he was, you know, he reminded me of my dad a bit. Wrist control, grips and hips. So I couldn't get the grips off, so I thought I had to let my hips off a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations, sir.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Peace and blessing, y'all.
Sumiko, congratulations.
Is it on?
Is Eric coming to you? His English is pretty good now. I'm trying. You guys
We ready? Where you at, huh? I got two monsters here.
Well, Patricio, congratulations, right over here. 5 rounds, another title defense, another one to the legacy. Just what are your thoughts following that performance?
That was what I was expecting. He's very good, very calm, and I was just trying to see the right moment to act. So that was what happened during the fight.
It felt like your speed and shot selection really just was the difference. He really wasn't able to get enough of his offense going because he was waiting to see what you were going to do. Did you feel like you had that advantage when you were in the cage?
Yes, I always is looking for the right moment, the right timing. That's it.
Now, talking about it, you said it went the way you expected. What was the plan to deal with the height and the reach and everything that he brought to the fight?
He likes to fight when his opponent come forward, and he's very confident on that. So I go to the middle of the cage and make some pressure to make him commit some mistake and catch him in the right moment. That was what I was trying to do all the time.
As always, people wonder, well, what's next for Patricio? He's already fought so many featherweights in his career here in Bellator. Have you thought about it a lot? Did you see Jeremy Kennedy's fight against Aaron Pico? Could he be next? What are your thoughts?
I saw that fight. That was an accident. His shoulder was dislocated. I was thinking he was winning that fight, but shit happens sometime. And I don't know what is going to happen with the division. Maybe Kennedy is the next opponent. So he's tough too. I'm here to beat everyone.
Obviously, your brother is now about to make his title defense coming up soon. What's the plan? Are you guys on a plane back to Brazil tomorrow? Are you going to stay and finish camp in the United States? What are you guys going to do?
We go straight to Brazil and keep the training there. We have a lot of guys there waiting for us. Kennedy Monday, the son of Kenny Mondes, is in Brazil now to help my brother, and the camp is complete. So let's go to take Patrick health to the fight.
Patricio over here. So you mounted him from behind 3 different times in the fight. What was the strategy behind you climbing on his back and staying on top of him for so long?
When I am mounting someone, nobody can escape from that. Paulo Filho teach me that mount, and who teaches him was Rickson Gracie, and that's my jiu-jitsu. So nobody can escape from that.
So how do you deal with all the boos that was raining in and the disapproval from the crowd? Did that affect your mind state going into the fight?
People sometimes want to see a street fight like AJ McKee and that guy, Spike. That's amazing, but it's like a bar brawl. I am a fighter. I am technical. I'm going to take my opponent in the right moment. I'm not going to commit mistake like that and get tired and make like a street fight. I am professional fight. I don't care about that. So I just told everyone, fuck you, man. I don't care about it.
So Patricio, that stuff doesn't bother you at all because you beat a very quality opponent. You're obviously, the most decorated fighter in Bellator history, and people maybe aren't appreciating that. Does that upset you at all?
Like I said, people want to see a like crazy fight, but I am not more that guy. That going to listen everyone and go forward and commit mistakes. I'm going to be focused on the fight and keep doing the strategy. I don't care. I want the victory. As I was victory in this night, so that's what it means to me.
There's a reason why at 35 years old he's still champ, beating guys in their 20s, in their prime. It's because he's smart, intelligent. he doesn't fall into the trap of the crowd screaming for a barroom brawl.
And I know you said in the future you want to drop down to bantamweight, but you have to let the Grand Prix play out. Do you feel this is the right time maybe to do, considering Pico's loss, to do the fight with AJ again, the rubber match, and just settle things once and for all?
The champion is hurt, so the interim champion starts now. They have to do the final of the Grand Prix, so we have a lot of time, and you have to see what is going to happen in this division and see which going to be my next step. But I am ready. Yeah, I know if I ask for that, Bellator is going to give me the match, the shot.
Will you ask for it?
Let's do that. I want that belt.
Speaking of fantasy matchups, right here, I just got a message that someone was saying, I really, really want to see Pitbull fight Volkanovski. Now, maybe that might not happen, but is that something that you would be interested in one day? And how do you see that fight going?
I bet 1 million, and he accepted that, but then now doesn't have balls.
Thank you.
Great title defense right there, Pitbull. Congratulations.
Thank you, my friend.
Bellator has some cards stacked up for next year. They have one coming up in Ireland. With you being the face of a promotion like Bellator, how much would it mean to you if they could get a card to be in your hometown in Brazil?
I am 12 years in this organization, defend that flag, this flag, and I believe it's very important to promote a show, a big show in Brazil. We deserve that. I am champion. My brother is a champion. We have Christ Cyborg as a champion, Douglas Lima, a lot of guys. You know, if Bellator go to Brazil, it's going to be big.
We fought enough in everybody else's hometown. This is the second time we fought in AJ's hometown. So I think it's time.
I won LA. I won LA. Come on.
He says he owns LA.
Sorry, my English.
Bye bye.
That's it? Yep. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Hey, mas vem papai falar.
When you're the greatest of all, when you're the greatest. Hello. When you're the greatest of all time, they don't call you the GOAT. They call you Patricio Pitbull. And still.
And still.
There we go. Let's go with Mark Raimondi. Don't forget about Jordan Burroughs, greatest wrestler in history for America, 7-time world champion.
I think he drank. Somebody drank out. Thank you. Okay, guys, let's open it up.
Right over here, Scott. Congratulations on another great evening. Can you just talk about the night from your point of view as it's played out?
I'll tell you that fight that AJ had was one of the most exciting fights I've seen in a long time. It was a scrap, and that kid came to bring it, and he told me he was going to bring it, and so he did. And I think it was good work for AJ. You know, I think he needed a fight like that, and he did great. And it was entertaining. It was a lot of fun. And now AJ gets to move on and take it to the next level.
You know, you had several lightweights, AJ, Islamamedov, Spike. I mean, what does that lightweight Grand Prix look like? Just even now in October, we're not even close to 23.
Here's one right here. There he is, Patrick. Yes, of course, of course. So, I mean, listen, we have amazing lightweight division now, and you forgot to mention Masaev as well. That guy is a killer. And so, you know, we started looking at our fights for next year, our matchups. I think we got some great fights coming up. I think that starting with Dublin last week, that was such an amazing event. If you guys have never been to a fight in Dublin, it is really something special. And so, you know, the fight with Yoel Romero, Melvin Manoff, that was special. I think Benson Henderson looked like he was 25 years old again. And so, you know, when I started talking to our team internally, you know, we said, look, we think the lightweight division makes the most sense because of the names you just talked about, like with, you know, Patricky and Usman, and which they're fighting, by the way, as you know, on the 18th of November. But, you know, whoever wins, they'll go into the tournament as a champion. But, you know, it'll be, you know, a year-long event again, and whoever wins the end of the tournament takes home the $1 million bonus check and will become the world champion. So, to me, there's a lot riding on the line, and I think we have a division that's gonna, you know, that we're gonna put together a lot of interesting matchups and just amazing fights.
We obviously have to talk about the featherweight champion, Patricio Pitbull. I know the fans, you know, probably wanted a finish to close out the show in that way, but once again, he showed just how good he is. Just what are your thoughts on his performance and then obviously his run in total for his career here in Bellator?
Yeah, he's amazing. I mean, listen, he was, you know, making it happen even before I got here. He's been, you know, part of the building of this company, and he's put on so many great fights over his career. And, you know, I was talking to John McCarthy, just had a little chat with him in the cage when he finished interviewing him. I said, you know, this guy really should be, you know, nicknamed the sharpshooter because he throws punches and bunches, and man, when they come super hard and they're super accurate. And you know, Adam Borics is a guy that is a world-class kickboxer, fought people at the highest level, and I think Patricky, you know, just took his striking away even, you know. So to me, when you reach a certain level of you know, let's say experience or talent or whatever you want to call it, you know, that's you know, a fighter can do that, and I think you could just see the difference in the level between the two athletes at a certain point. So, you know, he's got a lot of great fights ahead of him. He said he wants to go down to 35 and fight the bantamweight champ. Let's see if that's a reality. He wants to. I know AJ wants to fight him again. So there's a lot of great fights ahead for Pitbull.
I did want to ask a final question. Have you broached the subject with Islamamedov and Usman Nurmagomedov? Obviously, you know, close teammates. If you have to pick one, who's making it into the Grand Prix?
Well, I think that, you know, let's see how Usman looks on the 18th. You know, I mean, obviously, if he wins, he's definitely going to move forward. And, you know, maybe that's like you know, something we'll have to work out internally and talk to the camps and coaches and, you know, talk to everybody involved. But it's nice to have choices like that, right? It's nice to have choices like that. So that's you know, just another statement in why we want to do a fight or a tournament at 155.
And then just briefly, you have we had Spike Carlyle, who's been allowed to fight in Ryzen. You have Islam, who's been allowed to fight for Eagle FC. How big is it to have those fighters have that freedom that if they really want to, they are allowed to, you know, branch out a bit?
You know what? I think every situation is a unique opportunity. And if the opportunity is right and it makes sense, you know, even if sometimes we're at risk as well. And, you know, like the situation with MVP, we don't always win. I mean, sometimes, you know, it works the other way. And we know that going into it. But, you know, there's opportunities that come sometimes to these athletes. And like I said, we evaluate case by case. And there's certain opportunities where you can't just say, there's no way I can say no because it's just such a great opportunity for them. And, you know, it's life changing. And you know, we say go for it. But we do evaluate them from time, you know, like, you know, each one individually, because there are times we've said no. And, you know, some of them you guys don't even know about where they've come to us and said, hey, you know what? No, because you're putting yourself in a really bad situation where it's not even a they're putting themselves in a bad situation where it's going to have a bad outcome, and the only person that's going to lose is you and us, and it's not fair. So we've said no before, but sometimes we say yes, and it's about a 50-50.
Scott right here. Very unfortunate outcome in the Pico Kennedy fight. Do you have any update on Aaron Pico and what happened to him?
Right now, I don't. But do you guys have anything for Pico? Yeah, he's at the hospital right now, isn't he? Yeah, he's at the hospital looking at his shoulder. So, the doctor that went into the cage said we think he has a broken clavicle. So, I think that's not been proven yet, or there's the facts haven't come out. So some people say he just had his shoulder pop out and it didn't pop back in properly, but it is unfortunate because you could see, I could see, I think, where Aaron was taking this fight, and I think he was on his way to have a really great performance, and once the shoulder popped out, it just didn't work out for him.
Yeah, I was just building off of that. How unfortunate is it for him specifically? He was on a really good tear. He's coming back home for a fight here in Southern California, and then to have it happen that way. Can you just sort of speak of what you feel for him?
Yeah, I feel bad for him because I know he really wanted to have a victory here, and he wanted to have a great performance, and he was on his way to do it. I think you guys all saw it. I saw it, and it's just you just couldn't even fend the guy off after a certain point. And this is nothing to take away from Jeremy because obviously he's a top-ranked fighter. But I just think that Aaron was looking really good up until the point where his shoulder got popped, and then the tide turned, and he started taking damage. And I think that the doctor was correct in stopping the fight because we don't want Aaron to get hurt. We don't want anybody to get hurt, and it's something that he'll have another day. And so we're going to let him rest, heal up, and then we'll bring him back when he's ready.
Do you think that's a fight that has to be run back?
Oh yeah, I'd like to run that one back for sure. I'm sure Aaron would too, but let's see how far. This puts Jeremy in a different position now. Now he can advance and move forward. So let's see how when he's ready, he might be ready way before Aaron's ready. So timing is going to be an issue, but we're going to give him opportunity to move forward and fight tougher guys. And Aaron's going to have to go back to the drawing board and go get healthy, and then we'll have him back. But as soon as the doctors say he's good to go and he feels like he's ready to go, we're definitely going to have him back.
And AJ McKee tonight, coming back from the loss to Pitbull in the last fight, what did he show you tonight, specifically with the type of matchup that he had with Spike Carlyle? Because Spike Carlyle really took it to him, and he weathered it.
Yeah, I think that Hoist Gracie said something to me. He said, you learn a lot about yourself when the fighter's coming at you like that. The opponent's coming at you like that, and I think it tested him. And I'm sure AJ was shocked in the very beginning, like this guy's coming at me, he's throwing bombs, and it was one of the most exciting rounds I've seen, in MMA in that first round. So to me, it was a spectacular win in a lot of different ways because I don't think AJ's fought a kid that's just been on him and on him and on him and on him and can grind it out too, and he proved that he could fight at 55 and hold the weight. So I think that there was a lot of good outcomes for this fight for AJ.
And then the last one for me, specifically tonight, you never like to hear fans booing during any fights, specifically during the main event. Not really what you want to hear from the fan base. What did you think of the main event tonight, and specifically with regard to Patricio? And would you like to see anything different from him in the cage?
Listen, I think that he fought. I think he fought how he felt he needed to fight to win the fight, and I think Adam's dangerous. I think Adam's a very good striker, and he to me it looked like he was pacing himself a little bit, but at the end of the day, I think some of those boos, let's face it, this is AJ's hometown, and so of course, they're going to have this feeling towards Pitbull. So I think you're seeing some of that, and you're hearing some of that, and it's unfortunate, but they love AJ here, and this is, like I said, his fan base, and I don't think they've forgotten the second fight yet. So a year and a half ago, AJ won the $1 million, and he was riding high, and he had just knocked out Pitbull, and Pitbull in San Jose came back and won a decision. So I think a lot of fans that love AJ are naturally going to hate Pitbull and have a negative feeling towards him.
Hey Scott, how's it going?
Good.
Good. This is MMA Locker Room, part of Pub Sports Radio. I just want to say, how does it feel to put on a star-studded event like this?
I'll tell you, I mean, I've been a part of a lot of great fights. I feel in my career, and some I was just working when I was working for K1. We had so many great moments. I've watched so many great fights, and in Strikeforce we had so many great fights in that company. And I think this is the one. This is the one that you kind of checks the box. Like this is something that, if you're a fight fan, you come to an event like this and you get to see it all, man. You get to see some spectacular fights, some tactical fights, some good submissions. Unfortunately, we had an injury early on tonight with a gentleman that checked the leg kick, and basically I think he had a spiral fracture on his leg. But it's something that that when you look back on the evening, I think we had something for everybody. But this is why I keep promoting people. Somebody asked me the other day, said, Ariel Hawani asked me, he said, hey, are you thinking about retiring? I go, as long as I love what I do, which I do, and I think I'm making a difference, which I think we are, I'm going to keep doing it. And tonight was a very entertaining fight. I had a lot of fun watching the fights tonight as a fan, and I'm going to keep rolling.
Speaking about making a difference, I mean, you've been a true pioneer in the sport. I mean, a trendsetter, if that being said. You're not scared to push the limits in that. Would you see your guys' organization opening up to maybe like a 165 weight class? Or would you even be open to maybe some open martial arts mixed competition to get some even more entertaining fighters in there, maybe some YouTubers?
Well, I tell you, we haven't talked about doing any YouTube fights, but as far as the weight class, if the whole industry got together and said, look, we'd be better off having more weight classes or changing the weight classes, I think everybody has to do it, not just us. But I think that the UFC would have to do it. We would have to do it. ONE FC would have to do it. Ryzen might have to do it. It's like, because it's not fair for the athlete to, fight in lightweight in one weight class here, then he goes and fights over there. It's a different weight class. I think that he should be, have some type of symmetry among all the organizations. So if that's possible, and that had to be, let's say, brought on by the athletic commissions, right? And if that was a real thing, we would support it. Why not? I mean, to me, sometimes I think that the weight classes are too big of a difference, and a 10-pound gap, that's a lot of weight. In boxing you have 3 divisions, in that 10-pound gap. So it's something to think about for the future. Okay, so Aaron's shoulder popped back in. It's not broken. Seeing a specialist Tuesday, wants a rematch right away, and he's in good spirits. So that's Aaron Spico's story. But I appreciate it, guys, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Scott.
Oh yeah, thank you. The other guys, lock guys out, so they go.